What's going on, everyone? It's me, your glowed up geek girl. As you may have noticed, there have been some changes to the channel. This is now glowed up geek girl, no longer Slay Dalval. You can still call me Slay if you want. The friend that gave me the name Slay tragically passed away in August. I still love makeup, as you can see, and there still will be makeup tutorials and reviews on this channel, should I choose to do them. But I also wanted to create this channel and curate this channel to be more reflective of me, who I am as a person, who I am becoming on this life journey. I haven't been feeling really creative, and I know a lot of creators have been going through that as this pandemic continues to drag on. So I'm very thankful that today I have the strength, the energy, and the inspiration to sit down and create this video for you all. I actually had the idea to do this video a while ago, but as I said, I didn't have the strength to get on camera. So thankfully, here I am. Let's get right into it. This is the dating advice I'm ignoring, the platitudes I'm tired of hearing, and the things I will no longer do for love. Try dating somebody that's not your type or somebody that you're not normally attracted to. Since I started dating, that's what I've done, because I had everybody in my ear. The person that's meant for you might not even look how you expect them to look. They might not have the same background, this, that, and the third. Only the last two people that I have dated have even come close to my type, if I have one. My thing is, like, if I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you. But I'm gonna keep it 100. I've dated people that I'm not attracted to, that I had to convince myself that I was attracted to them because I didn't want to be alone. I'm 5'9", so I like men my height or taller, because I've dated shorter men and they've always bitched about me wearing heels. Yeah, you're so tall, why do you want to wear heels? Because I like the way they look on me. I like the way they make my legs look. I love the way they go with outfits. I love heels. My type, if we want to sum it up, if we want to keep it a buck, my type is Chris Evans. You know, he is the embodiment of everything I want in a partner. Before anybody says anything, that does not mean I only want a white man. No, we're gonna shut that shit down right now. But he is everything I have asked the universe for in a husband, best friend, partner, and that's the T. I've not dated somebody like that. You know, I like muscular men. I like men that know how to groom themselves. You know, if you go on Twitter any day of the week, you'll find men saying that washing your ass is gay, and I'm like, being clean makes you a homosexual. Can you not? But anyway, suffice it to say, I've constantly gone after men that were not my type, because I felt, when I was a more insecure woman, I didn't think that I was worthy of my type. And then as I've gotten older, it's just having that in my ear that, oh, your soulmate might not look how you expect them to look. You can't judge a book by its cover. I'm going after what I want. If the second piece of advice I'm ignoring is, don't be so strict with your standards or what you want. I have a video on this channel called My Manventory. I have a wonderful friend who, he wrote a book called Is He Here Yet? And in that book, he suggests writing out a manventory, which is basically everything that you want in your partner, your soulmate, whatever you want to call them. But I have a video where I read that list. And it's not anything like, oh, I want somebody that makes six figures. I won't date somebody who's under 6'4". You know, it's nothing superficial like that. It's, I want someone who is compassionate. I want someone who enjoys romance and knows how to be romantic. I want someone who remembers stuff that I tell them. Like, if I mention that I am a Whovian, they'll be like, oh, I found this little TARDIS keychain for you. Here, you know, those type of things, you know, thoughtfulness, consideration, manners, you know, it is simple things. Well, at least I think they should be simple. One of the reasons I dated one of the last guys I was in a serious relationship with, who is my favorite ex, I still talk to him quite frequently. He ticked almost every box except for one. He was younger than me. And that's something that I will not budge on again, because I mean, three strikes you're out. I have messed around with dudes that are younger than me. The person I'm speaking about right now is 5 years younger than me. The two after him were 10 years younger than me. No, I'm sorry. like no, I will not say that age gap relationships don't work, because I know people that have been in healthy age gap relationships, whatever. I just know that they don't work for me. The problem that soured me on dating younger men, these three after another, is they all have the same kind of blockages. And I'm just like, these dudes aren't ready to be anybody's husband. The life experience isn't there. I maybe as I get older that will not be a problem, but right now, if you are not, I think my cutoff, I'm 38, looking in 6 months, I'll be 39. I think my cutoff is 34. On my 39th birthday, it'll be 35. Like, I don't think I can do 4 years younger. If I happen to meet somebody that I vibe with and he's 4 years younger than me, then yeah, but younger than that, absolutely not. And it just seems to be a theme that every time I have made concessions, I have gone off of the list and been with somebody that was something that was not on my list. I had the traits that I didn't want, but I was like, hey, maybe I need to loosen the reins a little bit. My soulmate might be this person, and if I'm blocking my blessing because I'm hung up on this one thing, every time it's been a mistake. It's been a learning experience, but it's been a mistake. I dated a guy who was, well, I can't even say, I might make a whole nother video about this. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video about the last guy I dated when I lived in Virginia, because that is a tale. I always said I never wanted to date somebody who had done any time. One of the first things this dude told me was that he had done time. And I remember saying no, but my friends kept pushing me. They're like, you don't know, he's probably a really good guy. Talk to him, find out why he went to jail. You know, you guys could, you might make beautiful music together. Just go give him a chance. This dude ended up essentially robbing me of $700, and $700 that I needed to pay my own bills, but I was so desperate to be in love, and I was like, maybe my friends are right. This is back when Tay had no sense of self. My last boyfriend has a son. I had said that I never wanted to date somebody who had children because of the baby mama drama. I was like, unless that mother is gone, or unless they are on solid terms, like they co-parent, they high-five each other when they see each other, like unless that relationship is good, I don't want anything to do with it, because as I get older, I realize that it will become less and less likely that I will date somebody that does not have children. But I will say right now, I am totally turned off to the idea because of the way this man treated me in regards to his son. I spent an entire week with his son and his parents in Florida, and that little boy treated me like shit. Point blank, period. I am not lying. This little boy, on more than one occasion during that week, did this to me. And I did nothing but be sweet to that little child. I made sure that he ate when he was supposed to. I made sure he bathed when he's like, I didn't bathe him, but I would nudge my boyfriend at the time, like, hey, it's, almost 7 o'clock. You said his bedtime is 7:30. Why don't you start getting him ready for bed? Make sure he takes a shower and all of that. He was on medication. I'm like, hey, did we give him his meds today? I made sure that I was looking after this little boy's well-being, and he did this to me on more than one occasion. And I only saw him be reprimanded for it once. So I'm like, that's honestly what should have been the end of the relationship. To be clear, that should have been the end of the relationship. Because I'm like, if you're not going to defend me, if you're not going to make sure, like, if you're seriously talking about building a future with me, but I know you can't control your child's behavior, but you can't make your child respect me on some level, I don't need to be with you. So that makes me very, very skittish when it comes to people with kids. I don't think I can do it right now. Right now, it's a no for me. And I'm only like, using this to illustrate that every time I have gone off book, every time I've dated somebody that had a trait that I didn't want, I've gotten hurt. So, can you see where I'm coming from with that? The last bit of advice that I'm not following anymore is, women can make the first move too. Now, I agree with this one. It's 2020. I know there are such a thing as shy guys out in these streets. They're skittish too. They're like, I don't know if she likes me. I'm afraid. Like, I get it. Sometimes they're like, "Whoo, I'm so thankful she said something because we probably wouldn't be together if she." I get it. I get it. But when it comes to Tay, every single time I've gotten into a relationship, it's because I made it happen. I've been the pursuer in every relationship. And here I am, 38 years old and single. Like, it hasn't. Like, I never made these guys work for my time, energy, or affection. I even had one dude tell me that I emotionally manipulated him into being with me. I never want to hear that sentence again. That was years ago, and I still don't think I've ever gotten over it. Like, I emotionally manipulate? How? Anyway, my last relationship, if I had just left it at that message where I said thank you, if I had just left it alone after that first night, had I ignored every impulse to send this man a message, I probably would never know what it's like to be cheated on. But on the same token, it's like, I'm a stronger, better woman because of having gone through that. So, but I'm saying I probably could have saved myself a world of hurt and a world of trauma if I had just let it go. I think it's time that I make somebody do the work. I've never made somebody do that, and that could be my fault. It is my fault because, again, I had no self-esteem. There was no sense of self-love. So I want you to understand that I'm not unaware of the role that I have played in where I am now. I want you all to realize that I understand that I acted from a place of desperation because, I had everybody, society, family in my ear. You need to get married. You need to have children before 35 because it's going to be hard as hell to have children after you turn 35. I had all of that pressure and pressure that I put on myself to get wifed up and then knocked up. And I've had that on me since I was 16, and your girl is tired. I really believe that if love is meant for me, if being in a romantic partnership, a marriage is for me, then it's going to be somebody that I'm mutually attracted to. That's the big thing. I'm going to talk about that more at the end, but somebody that I'm mutually attracted to will put in that work. So, also, one of the last times that I decided to be brave and make a move, it was unfruitful. This isn't the first time, but the last time was the last two times. Oh God, no, the last three times I have said something, I've gotten hurt. And two of those were with the younger guys. Like, I'll start in order. The guy that I messed around with after my breakup, I asked him if he wanted to try dating. He said no. But you're out here telling me that being with me feels like you're on vacation? Okay. Second, the guy I messed around with after him, same thing. He's like, you're leaving New York. I don't want to leave New York. We can't make this happen. That's the guy that played me twice for sex. Anyway. And then when I finally confessed to my old office crush that I had a crush on him, he was no longer in the office. He still worked for the company, but he worked remotely from upstate New York. And I finally got the courage to tell him, yo, I have a crush on you. I had a major crush on you ever since you worked in the office. All he said was, I'm flattered. There's a meme that perfectly encapsulates my feelings when I heard I'm flattered. It's this anime character. His eyes, he's got glasses on, the glasses are all white and there's light around him. It's like, and the text is, oh God, I've misread the signs. That's exactly what it was. I was like, because I thought we were vibing, we were having a good conversation. You seemed genuinely interested in the things that I did and me as a person. Oh, okay. Okay. And that was another one where I realized that I was always initiating conversation. So I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. There's this thing that happens when you have one or two single friends and they come to you and they just happen to mention, like, I have friends who all day, all night, rain, shine, tidal wave, whatever, all they do is complain about how single they are. I try very hard not to be that person. And I've said it to friends before that I would not care about being single. I don't care about being single now, but it wouldn't even be a thought in my head if outside was open. If we were not in a pandemic and I was able to go to LA, if I was able to go out to restaurants and the movies and take myself on dates to the beach, if I was able to go sing karaoke with my best friend, if I was able to go to West Hollywood and hang out with my gays, I would not care. I would not be in this house thinking about, it'd be really nice to be in a relationship. I wouldn't think about it. I wouldn't think about it because I'd be too busy living life. I got a lot to do, And that's really like the last 2 years before I moved, like after the breakup and when I was living in New York, I couldn't care less about dating because I had so much going on. I was doing shows. I was hanging out with my geeky friends, going to see, Marvel movies in theaters. We were going bowling. We were, dancing in club. We were having a ball. Now I'm here stuck in the house, and you're stuck in the house alone with your thoughts. And it's just like, and that's kind of where the inspiration for this video came from. Anyway, but I noticed that because I've been single much longer than I've ever been in a relationship. I think I've mentioned before that my longest relationship, like continually, because I was in an off and on relationship for 4 years, but we were never together longer than a year and maybe a couple of months before we broke up again. So that's why I say, like, my longest relationship is like a year. So I have more experience being single than I do being in a relationship. But I noticed that when you're the single as a Pringle in a group of friends who are all partnered up, they all tend to say the same things to you. And I'm going to give you a list of the platitudes, and I know they come from a good place. I know that when people say these things, they're just trying to help, they're just trying to offer comfort and advice. I need you all to think twice before you say these things to your single friends, because most of us are tired of hearing it. It'll happen when you're not looking. It'll happen when you least expect it. You never know. You could meet somebody tomorrow. Listen, we know. I find that so funny. The rise of dating apps should tell you that it happens when you least expect it is kind of BS, because there are so many people who are actively looking for love. I can count on one hand the number of people who've told me they've met their beloved on a dating app. And of those, I have friends who are like, oh, we just met to hook up and then we started talking and now we're married, I do believe that it happens when it's supposed to. I believe in the divine timing of the universe. We know. We know that it comes out of nowhere. We could be walking down the street one day and just happen to meet somebody, and 5 years later, we're married with at least a kid and one on the way. Life happens when you're planning something else. It's totally possible that once outside is open and I'm hanging out in LA doing the things I need to do to make my life what I want it to be, I could run into somebody and be like, oh, this is it. Okay. It could be like I never saw it coming. It could be like something told me to go into this bookstore and I ran into, who is my now husband. Like, I completely understand that happens, I don't want to hear it. And most of the tiny circle of single friends that I have now, because most of my single friends are now booed up. Within the last year, they've found their booze, and I love to see it. I'm so happy for them because they truly deserve. I'm not friends with bad people. My friends are incredible, amazing, lovely people who make this world better, and they truly deserve every good thing that this universe has to them. So the fact that they have found love, it makes my heart so happy. But for me, in my house, I don't want to hear it'll happen when you least expect it, because I know it can happen whether I have a hand in it or not. This platitude I get from my aunties, I get from my older friends, I get from people who are fans of Sierra. Ask God for a husband. Now, we all know Sierra after her relationship with Future and giving birth to Future's son, and then finding Russell Wilson, a black man who is unafraid to love a black woman out loud, and having being called corny day in and day out from dudes who wouldn't do a fifth of what he does for Sierra. And Sierra was on Red Table Talk. Ask, people like, what prayer did you like? Every day you go on Sierra's page, she posts a picture of. I remember the day she posted a picture of her third pregnancy, and now she has her son win. Everybody, give us the prayer, Sierra. Tell us what the prayer was. And I'm like, and I've had friends. I have my best friend's grandmother. Whenever I talk about my future partner or whatever, she was like, ask God to stop. Listen, it is 2020. God, the gods, the divine, the universe, whatever deity, they have a lot more to worry about than if Tay Desiree Delval ever gets laid again. Okay, I'm sorry. They have too much to worry about. There are more serious things going on than if I have a man in my bed again. If there is somebody here with me showing me the love and affection that right now I need to be giving to myself. Like, let's keep it real. God has more important things. There is a COVID going on. There's a pandemic going on. We got this election coming up in, God, what is it, 9 days now? We have wars going on this planet, climate change. The saints are busy. The gods are busy. The ancestors have better things to do. Like, I have a friend who just moved out here to be with his boo, and I'm so happy that he's out here because I missed him dearly. And he told me the same thing. He's like, just ask the ancestors. I'm not asking the ancestors. I've been praying and trying to manifest, doing love spells, everything to try to get wifed up and then knocked up since I was interested, since I hit puberty, basically. That's what it feels like. And it hasn't happened. And I'm just like, I'm tired. And I'm sure they're tired of hearing, I'm sure the universe is like, listen, we got other stuff to do right now. Now, granted, they have helped me manifest the universe has helped me manifest some amazing things. I'm out here in California. And the thing about manifesting, I want to do this quick caveat and then we'll get back. You can't just say, yo, universe, I want this, and then go take a nap. Like, you actually have to put in the work. Like, do I believe I can manifest anything I want? Hell to the yeah. Hell to the yeah. And yes, I want to put this out there too. I understand I can't manifest a specific person. Like, I can't ask the universe to have Chris Evans fall in love with me. Because free will is a thing. I don't want to impose on Chris's free will. That's not love. That's enslavement. And I don't want that. So I can put out what I want. And I've been putting out what I want. I wrote that list and the universe has seen it. I've prayed over that list. It just hasn't happened yet. And I'm not, in these times, I'm asking for my health and safety. I'm asking for the health and safety of everyone around me. I'm asking for the health and safety of my family and my friends who are on the East Coast. I'm asking for the health and safety of my sister, who is a teacher. I'm not going to ask, I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now, Lord, but could you send me somebody? No, I don't need. Now, if you're doing that, I'm not here to judge, but I'm not doing that for myself. How about this? I will pray this prayer. Universe, send me what I need right now. What I need in my life right now, my hands are open. I am ready to receive what I need and what is meant to serve my highest good. There we go. Oh, this one I did not break for myself until I moved to California. I am a big believer in the law of attraction. And one thing that I think I still have the book, The Secret. And I think one of the things in the chapter where they talk about attracting a lover, they say you have to make room for your partner. Only sleep on one side of the bed because you're anticipating the person who's going to sleep on the other side. You're anticipating their arrival. Only use one side of your closet because your lover is going to need that other space, you know? Or always set two table settings when you set your table for dinner because you're telling the universe I'm ready for this person to show up. You know what? No. Especially since the move from the old apartment to this one here in California, and I've been sleeping with my weighted blanket and my body pillow. I have enjoyed spreading out. I have enjoyed using my entire bed for just me and my cat, you know, sleeping diagonal, sleeping, you know, arms stretched, sleeping in the middle of the bed, any which way I please. Because, and I did that for years. I slept against the wall, you know, waiting for this partner that never showed up. Now, granted, I have had men in that bed. Actually, well, not in the bed that I didn't bring the bed that I used in New York. So this is a brand new mattress. No man has been in this bed. Oh, and it's a comfy mattress too. It's one of the most comfortable mattresses I've ever had. But you know, and I've been, like I said, I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed sleeping in the middle of that bed. You only use one. Do you know how many clothes I have? You only use one side of my closet? Are you crazy? My shoes take up half of that closet, and my wigs. Good lord. Um, you know, I have a lot of stuff. I'm gonna downsize because I don't, you know, having to move a year before I thought I was going to, and seeing how much stuff I do have, I can stand to downsize, but to only use one side of my closet because I'm anticipating this other person, I no longer want to live my life in a way for my king who may never show up. I no longer want to live from that place because I lived from that place for so long and it's exhausting. Like I said, I'm tired. If and when somebody shows up and says that they want to share their life with me, they want me to share my life with them, then I'll make room for them. Finally, here are the things that I am no longer doing. I probably have touched upon these things in other videos, but I want to bring them up again and maybe expand on them and give a little bit more clarity. I am no longer dimming my shine. I am an intelligent woman. I am a talented woman. I am a driven and ambitious woman. And I will not hide that. I have been turned down. I have been rejected because of my ambitions. Not because of my ambitions, because I had ambitions. Because I wanted to be something more than what I am or what I was at the time. And they're like, oh, well, there's no room for me. I'm like, there is. What is the fact that I want to go to school and take dance classes and take acting and singing classes? What does that have to do with your ability to love me? You know, it's like you're too ambitious for me. You know, it's fine. It's so fine if you want a woman who wants to be a homemaker, who wants to stay home, who wants to raise your children, who wants to have dinner waiting for you when you get home. Go find her. Don't belittle me because that's what I want. Like, I'm not going to apologize for who I am. I like working. I like making my own money. I like spending my own money. You know, one of my favorite quotes is, I'm allowed to be high maintenance because I'm the one maintaining me. You know, I'm not going to make myself appear weaker to attract someone because guys have this need to be needed. Everybody wants to be needed. Everybody wants to be wanted, okay? I cannot tell you how many times, and I've heard this on more than 3 occasions, you know, guys telling me, oh, I love that you're independent. It's so sexy. And then they go and find the neediest, most dependent woman they can find. And then they complain to me. They complain to me about how needy they are and what they have to do for their partner. I'm like, but that's what you wanted. I'm so confused. So, you know, and then it's like having to hide other aspects of myself. For what? Like, I'm a cosplayer. I'm not going to stop buying costumes and dressing up and going to conventions because you don't like to. The fact that I wear wigs and I wear makeup. You know, I'm so tired of these dudes that feel that it's necessary to slide into my DMs and tell me, you know, men don't like all that makeup. Men don't like women that wear fake hair. Okay. And go find you a barefaced bitch and leave me alone. Like, do you honestly think that, oh, this guy likes me, let me stop wearing makeup because he says he doesn't like makeup? I'm sorry. No. Makeup brings me joy. It's also a form of self-care. As I've said in videos, one of the things that helps my depression is the application of my makeup because my brain is focused and it lifts the fog. I'm not gonna give that up. Sorry. If you don't like makeup, go find a woman who doesn't wear makeup. There are plenty of them out there, and be happy. I will never understand this thing about going after people who don't have what you want and then trying to mold them into why. That just causes everybody stress. Stop it. Another thing I will not do is lie to myself. I have been so guilty of this. And when I say lie to myself, I mean making myself believe that I am okay with things that I am not. That is as far as interest, that is as far as things I believe in, things that bring me joy, like makeup, things that I want for my own life. Saying that I'm okay with those things just to say that I'm with somebody. I've mentioned it before. I was that girl who pretended to like NASCAR. I was so bored every time I would watch NASCAR with this dude, saying that I liked certain genres of music, which I like a lot of different. My musical tastes are very eclectic. Like, I've seen Weezer live, I've seen India Arie live, I've seen John Mayer live, I've seen Janet Jackson live. Dated a dude who he listened to nothing but death metal. I hated driving in his car. Oh my God. But I kept my mouth shut because I was like, oh, if I pretend to like death metal, we'll be together. And then there are the big things. I know a lot of people believe that marriage is a sham. It's an outdated institution. I still want to get married one day. I know people believe that, you know, having children, especially during this time, is selfish. You know, it's like, oh, the climate's in danger, and why would you contribute to overpopulation? Or people just flat out don't want kids, and that's totally fine. I still want to be a mother one day. Am I open to adoption? Hell yes. If I'm 45 and single, I might go ahead and get a turkey baster and do it myself. But I still want to be a mother one day. I cannot be with somebody who does not want to be a father. And I am not one of these people who's out here like, oh, maybe I can change his mind. That is a hard life decision. Now, yes, do some people change their minds? Yes, but I'm not. I'm the type of person who believes I am the rule, not the exception. Okay, 9 times out of 10, if somebody says they don't want kids, they're not going to change their mind about wanting kids. So if somebody says I don't believe in marriage and I don't want to be a father, move along. I'm not gonna swallow that and believe that I'm okay with that when I'm not. Prime example, I have a friend who has been invaluable to me during this pandemic. He's actually somebody I dated in high school, as much as you could date in high school. And he has become such an incredible man. I adore him. But I caught myself starting to catch feelings for him, and I literally sat down and wrote out every single reason this man was wrong for me. And the minute I was done writing, I read over the list and the feelings went away because I reminded myself, okay, this man is on the other side of the country and I'm never moving back to Virginia. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want to move out here considering that he has children still on the East Coast. So no, he is polyamorous. No tea, no shade. I have several friends in poly relationships and it works for them. They are happy. Vaya con Dios. I am a monogamous person. I do not think that polyamory would work for me. And I'm not going to make myself believe that I am 100% comfortable within that dynamic. And what else? Again, he has kids. Now his children are sweet and well behaved and gorgeous, but again, right at this time, I'm like, I don't think I can do it. And also, he's my ex's best friend. So that would mean at some point I would have to deal with my ex again. So no. No amount of love could make me not want to deck that man in the mouth whenever I saw him. So no. And I know that not being able to get along with him would jeopardize the relationship, and it's still too raw. No. So all of those reasons, it's like, you know what? He's a good friend. We can flirt. I can keep it on the low. We're not pursuing that. And I think that's probably one of the most adult decisions when it comes to relationships that I've ever made. And I'm quite proud of myself for that. And that is where I'm going to end it. I want to say it again. If you're watching this and you're single, please know that, like Yvette Nicole Brown said, being single is not a source of shame. You are not less of a person because you're single. Your worth is not based on whether or not you can keep a husband, keep a wife, keep somebody with you. Your worth is not tied to whether or not you have a wedding ring on, whether or not there's somebody else in your bed every night. You are still worthy because you exist. And it's hard. It's hard because there are those times where you just want somebody else to take care of you. You want somebody else there to share your life with, to go through these ups and downs with. I'll be honest, there are times where I wish I had a significant other to be going through this pandemic with, not just for quarantine booty, but to because I have cried so many times during this year, because this year has been hard on all of us, but just to be able to have that support and that person to lean on. I would have loved to have had that, but I haven't. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be in a relationship, but a partner is not a necessity. They are to add to your life. They cannot be your life. And the pursuit of a partner cannot become your sole purpose in life. Everybody always says that there's a pot for every lid. I've started to believe the opposite. Some of us are just going to be single. And if that's what's meant for me, I will make sure that I have lived my very best life. And I want you guys to do the same. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope with all of my heart, if you've made it to the end, that you have enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those good things. Follow me on Twitter at Grown Geek Girl. Follow me on Instagram at Glowed Up Geek Girl. And I will see you later.